couple of years ago, he'd be gone.
I mean, I just wish that the people over at the Lord of the Rings would just give Schmeagol his ring back. He wants his precious back.
Tyrus goes off on James Carville after he goes on an unhinged rant, comparing anyone who works with Donald Trump to Nazi collaborators, and I just think that's absolutely outrageous. And Tyrus, like so many Americans, are just fed up with these disgusting over-the-top labels the far left keep throwing at Trump supporters. And in this clip, he absolutely wrecks James Carville for his vile and reckless rhetoric. Let's get into this clip, guys.
Carville popped his little bald head out from dirt again to compare people who do business with the Trump administration to Nazi collaborators during World War II. Roll it, Nora.
How disgraced must these companies that are sucking up to him, that are giving him tens of millions of dollars for access? Do you know these collaborators with the country is going to feel toward collaborators with this regime? Maybe you need to go in history and see what happened in August of 1944 after Paris was liberated. They didn't take very kindly to the collaborators. No.
Oh. Carville looks like someone liberated him from a glass tank at Petco. Glad he's taking a break from hunting down Sigourney Weaver. But is he saying these people should be placed in pajamas, have their heads shaved, and march down Pennsylvania Avenue and spit on?
I'm not saying that these people should be placed in pajamas and have their heads shaved, march down Pennsylvania Avenue and spit on. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that did happen. And I'm saying that these people betrayed the French nation in the same way that I think that these law firms and these giant corporate conglomerates are betraying the United States.
Now, I'm not saying that James Carville is a barely functioning retard with nothing left of value in this world. I'm not saying that at all. I'm also not saying it's pointless to tar and feather him because he still sheds his skin twice a year. And I'm also not saying if James Carville choked to death on one of his morning feedings of live mice, he wouldn't be missed. Wow, it sure is fun to not say things.
Look, guys, I'm just sick of this. I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm just sick of it. For the last 8 or 9 years, these crazy people on the far left have felt totally fine calling Donald Trump and his supporters Nazis, fascists, and every horrible label you can think of. It's nonstop. And now you got James Carville, this washed-up political dinosaur, saying anyone who works with Donald Trump is the same as a Nazi collaborator? Are you serious? They've been pushing this garbage the whole time, sometimes outright, sometimes quietly, but always painting Donald Trump supporters as evil, and it's just getting kind of old. James Carville doesn't speak for anyone anymore. He's from a political era that's just long gone. He needs to just step aside and just retire and stop talking altogether. And now he's going after businesses that work with Trump, acting like they're supporting a regime. Trump was elected. He won the vote. That's not regime, that's democracy. Meanwhile, what about all the companies that worked with Biden, or all the tech platforms like Facebook and Twitter that were pushing political narratives? Aren't they collaborators too? Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. And if you guys enjoy content like this, make sure to go ahead and like the video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. It would help me out a lot. Let's get back to the video.
Start not saying things about James Carville more often. All right, Emily, I am going to give him the I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt he was drunk, because that guy was a mess.
That was horrifying. But let's actually pretend for a second that he wasn't drunk, that he was totally sober, spewing that vile, putrid call, frankly, to violence, right? And we when we hear this, too, I think of Lee Zeldin, who was attacked with a knife. I think of Supreme Court justices who had people with guns on their property. I think of the New Jersey judge whose husband and son were shot on her doorstep. I mean, the calls like this to violence,
or
they
Trump
actually
getting
matter.
shot.
or the president surviving 2 assassination attempts. Absolutely. But he's talking about collaborators here. He's essentially saying anyone who's daring to stand. But here's the thing. So he talks about betraying the United States. And to me, that was the line. Because what he means is you're betraying the institution that has calcified, obviously, in him physically, but also in the entire government. If you dare to actually represent the will of the American people, then you are considered a traitor to that totally thick institution that has this entire time been laundering our money, been bloating, been forcing people to just remain at the teat forever. He's exactly the institution that we are currently dismantling. So he can enjoy his 2 seconds right now and drinking on air, but it's not going to last after pretty soon.
Tyrus, you know what's amazing about that segment is that kind of dialogue is so normalized, it's not even a big deal. A couple of years ago, he'd be gone.
I mean, I just wish that the people over at the Lord of the Rings would just give Schmiegel his ring back. He wants his precious back. He's going to be a little asshole until he gets that ring back. Somebody give Schmiegel his damn ring back. And Greg, unlike you, I'm saying it.
Yeah.
He's a crusty old bastard and needs to get put away somewhere. Like listen, I lived in Louisiana. This dude is rocking the LSU sweater. It's so old. When he got it, it was purple, ladies and gentlemen. But what that really means is they dislike him so much, he goes for a new one. They're like, no, the one you have is fine. They don't like him. He doesn't speak for anyone. If he can't even get a green screen. He can't even get booked on a TV show to drop this loads of golden knowledge. He's alone in a hotel room now. He had to get out of the camper he was doing it with because the neighbor was knocking on the glass going, hey, you didn't turn your sprinkler off. It's been on all last night. He's done. He's from the past. Just give him his damn precious back, and he'll go back in his little cave, and he'll play with his little riddles, and we won't have to see him anymore.
Yeah, guys, if you look back for about the last 8 years, you'll notice something pretty clear. There has been multiple national stories where Trump supporters were attacked just for supporting him. Now ask yourself, how often has it happened the other way around? You can't really think of anything because it's not Trump supporters who are out here committing political violence. It has been the left going after the right again and again. And the crazy part, it's become somewhat normal that nobody's even shocked anymore. Like Greg Gutfeld said, they're just doing it again. The left has normalized calling for violence and demonetizing anyone who disagrees with them. It's dangerous, and honestly, it's just flat out disgusting. And then you've got these old political fossils like James Carville acting like it's all okay. These guys have been living off their legacy for decades, and now they think they can just keep running their mouths, calling Trump supporters or voters Nazis or fascists, when it was the people who voted for him, when it was the people who voted him in fair and square. That's not a regime. That's democracy. What's really going on is projection. These people don't care about serving Americans. They just want to control them, talk down to them, and punish anyone who steps out of line. And honestly, the entitlement, the narcissism, it's off the charts. And I'm 100% with Tyrus. James Carville is a relic. He needs to step aside and let the new generation of leaders actually focus on helping out this country. Let me know what you guys think about this topic in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next video.